I think one of the things about scent work that I really love is the humility that it can bring to you. This is a session that I did a couple of weeks ago now at 8:30 a.m., which is very, very, very abnormal for us. We don't normally do scent work at 8:30 a.m. So it really shouldn't have been any surprise to me that I saw abnormal behaviour in Robin's searching, seeing that it was such an abnormal situation for us. The conditions were very, very different for him. So his history of false alerts has been minimal in the past 4 years. So, as I said, he has his history of searching early in the morning. So watch this. There's 2 hides set out. I don't know where they are, but the camera person does, which is a very, very good thing. I've started to get him to be a little bit vocal at the beginning to rev him up a bit. He's searching really nicely. He's into it, which is really good considering, again, the different conditions that he's working under. His tail's going. I can hear him sniffing. So he's definitely working. I've got the lead, which is not a fun thing for me. I've got to do more of that. And he seems to pinpoint something about there, I think, but then he follows it back and he gives me a bit of a half-arsed, but definitely something that I called alert on. And Anne says, nope, that's not it. So I let him continue on, and he does it a second time. And again, I get a no. Now, I didn't call alert on this one because I looked to Anne to confirm, so I didn't call it. And in a moment, you're going to see him go to something behind the cabinet, and that is the correct hide. And I actually pull him off. I did this because I didn't want to build those false alerts into his behaviour. So I actually call him off and I go back and restart him. So that was my training decision in the moment. Now, I did this and I think this is still the right decision because for me, it's the quality of the search that's just as important as finding the hides. I know he can find hides, but for some reason, his search was awful for some reason, probably because it was 8:30 in the morning. So you'll see in a moment.
What you got there?
He goes, hang on a minute, it's down here. And I said, Rob, did you find something here?
Never mind.
And he goes, I thought I did, but maybe I didn't.
Well, they've all done the,
And I say, okay, let's go back to the start and let's start again. And I choose to actually do him off lead so that there's at least one thing that is more normal, because I don't do enough leads on lead searches. So he knows that there's something behind that cabinet. What I see, as well as the false alerts that he's done, which are abnormal, is that he's just not as committed. Although it might just be because he's working other people's odour. He's not used to that as much. There's a lot of things going on here, but definitely the flag in my head is the early morning call for us. But you can see that he's working really nicely. This isn't a place where there's lots of other doggy smells or smells that would interest him. So I feel like this is all searching behaviour. Now again, in a minute, you're going to see him go, is this it? No, again. And I have been doing a lot of searches for hides in tins. And so I had sort of flagged that in my head. And so that was clarification that might be right. Now in a minute, you're going to say, yes, finally we get one.
Good boy.
That's it. Good boy. So he gets nicely rewarded for that one. He is working for food, and that is a huge win for me. I've worked really hard on that because he's not a foodie dog. So he's just checking all around there again. And in a minute, he's going to get the final, or the second one. Finally, I should say. Good boy. So this is a sort of training session that could leave you very devastated. For a dog that is relatively consistent like Robin is, I sort of did feel a bit sad about it, but reminding myself, like I try and remind all of you, that training sessions are just about gathering information. what's the same, what's different, and definitely for Robin, different conditions was the time of the day. There was also the fact that he was working for other people's odour and he doesn't often get a chance to do that. And of course I had him on lead, which isn't something that happens as often as it should. I kind of thought to myself coming home, don't despair, compare. Think of all those things that he hadn't done enough and add them to my training log. That's going to then give him the opportunity to know that scent work can happen in the morning, in the afternoon, on lead, off lead, and of course, a really good one with odours that don't smell like ma.